Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is a beautiful Monday morning here in Champaign County. The sun is shining. This is Christopher Donnell with Urbana United Methodist Church, one of the pastors there. We're so glad you could tune in this morning and be a part of our Motivational Monday. Going live today, doing a little different. Lately, we've had a lot of great guests on our show, if you will, and great conversation. But it's Thanksgiving week. Can you believe that? It is the 22nd, meaning we are just a couple days from Thanksgiving, turkey, stuffing. I'm sure a lot of you do hams. I know my family does ham, and they big fans of that. Mashed potatoes, gravy. I don't know what your favorite Thanksgiving dish is or entree, but if you want to go ahead and type it in the comments, mine is stuffing, and I'm a little bit biased even to a local hero here, Paul Popple. He makes a really fantastic stuffing. If you are ever in a need for some catering or some food, he's the guy. The last several years, we've taken a big pan of his stuffing over to our family, Becca's family's Thanksgiving. So, shout out to Paul Popple there and his stuffing. But yeah, it's Monday morning, meaning it's time for another Motivational Monday, and we had an awesome church service on Sunday, and it was Thanksgiving Sunday. It's the Sunday before Thanksgiving, and so it doesn't really fall on Thanksgiving Day, but next Sunday is the beginning of Advent. So that was Thanksgiving Sunday. So next Sunday, the 28th, is the first Sunday of the Advent season, which again is crazy that time is here. But this past weekend was Thanksgiving Sunday, and we did something different at church. We didn't have a typical message where someone preached, but we had a panel of folks up on the stage. We had 6 people: Terry Larson, Sean Wolf, Cheryl Popple, Tim Anderson, Molly Meadows, and Carter Rockenball. So shout out to all of them for being on stage. And we basically presented them with some questions about what does it mean to be thankful? When has there been a time where it's been tough to be thankful, and you had to choose that idea of being thankful? Because let's be honest, it's not always easy to be thankful. Even when we are extremely blessed people, when we have everything we could ever need or want or desire, it is still tough at times to be thankful. And I there was such an array of stories on that panel. And if you haven't watched it, go back and watch our service. It's on Facebook or YouTube. This past Sunday, the 21st. But there's just such a different story between tragedy or between feel the idea of self worth, the idea of a changed person, dealing with anxiety, tragedy, suffering. I mean, all these different things, and it's really hard to say somebody's situation is more difficult than yours because everything is personal. Everything is categorized to our being when we go through it. So you can't say to somebody, hey, that wasn't that big of a deal. If it was a big deal to somebody, it's a big deal. So the thing that I took away from that is everybody has a story that matters. And when we're being thankful, that's how we get through tough seasons. I mean, normally you think of thankfulness as like, oh, it's this happy, joyous time, this happy, joyous season. But really, when you need it the most, thankfulness comes in some of the darkest moments of our life. And I was thinking about why we deal with fear, why we worry, why we become anxious, why there's a big truck driving by, so don't mind the noise, why we fret or fear in moments of our life. And fear typically has to do with loss. What am I going to lose? What relationship am I going to lose? What am I losing my health? Am I losing my finances? Am I losing my stature? Am I losing my career? Am I losing friends? Am I losing self worth? So many times we're afraid is because we're afraid of loss. And so I present to you a question this morning. What are you afraid of losing? We all have a fear of loss. We all have something that we deep down inside don't want to lose. Again, whether that's being liked by other people or being important or being seen or heard, we don't want to lose those things. And the way to combat fear is my take. This is my takeaway from Sunday is Thanksgiving. The way we overcome fear is to be thankful. And hear me out. I was in Philippians 4, verse 6. This is the New Living Translation. It says, "Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all He's done." So he's talking about, Paul was talking about the Philippians being worried or fearful. And the way he says to overcome that is to be thankful. Man, it's really hard to feel worried or stressed about your job when you know you have a house or you have a vehicle or you have food in your fridge. It's really hard to be afraid of losing your health when you're still breathing. I mean, and that's not to belittle someone going through a tough situation, but there is still hope. There are always so many more right things going on in the world than wrong things, and that's easier said than done. Again, I'm not belittling anybody's problems out there, but the way we can overcome those fears is to be thankful. If I'm worried about losing a relationship, man, I need to thank God. I need to enter His courts with thanksgiving over all the relationships that I do have that are flourishing and that are prominent and that are exciting and are fruitful. If I'm worried about losing my health, I need to be thanking God for what health I do have or the health around me of others. If I'm worried about finances, I need to be thanking God for what I do have. I mean, a scripture talks about even the birds and the flowers are taken care of by God, and how much more valuable are we than they? There is, again, almost always something more to be thankful for, even in the midst of our circumstances of trials and fears and worries. So my next question is, the first question is, what are you afraid of losing? So ask yourself that this morning. The second question is, what can you thank God for right now? I mean, right now, what can you thank God for? Not your circumstance that feels doomed or overwhelming or daunting, but what can you thank God for right now? Maybe it's a hot cup of coffee. That's me right now. Maybe it's the sunshine for me. Yesterday was a very rainy and dreary day, so I am very thankful for the sunshine this morning. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's the fact that you do have a job or you do have somewhere to go for Thanksgiving. You may be dreading your Thanksgiving dinner with your family because of strained relationships. But again, there is still an opportunity for you to go to one, which is something to be thankful for. Um, and I want to leave you with this as you ponder those two questions today. What are you afraid of losing? And what can you thank God for right now? Um, you can't always help what happens to you, but you can always help what's in you. And meaning we can't always help our outside circumstances. The world could fall apart tomorrow. We've had a tough 2 years, as you know. Uh, Anything can change at any moment in time. But what we put inside of us is something we can help and can control. And so today, I'm choosing to be thankful, and I invite you to be thankful as well. So you may have a tough road ahead of you this week. Nobody's belittling that. Nobody's demeaning that. Everybody is dealing with something different and is big to them in their own perspective. But what you can do is put help in you, put hope in you. Be thankful. Put Thanksgiving inside of you this morning and this week. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I think it's primarily about food, but when I think about the idea of Thanksgiving and where it originated from, and this idea of being thankful with pilgrims, in that first Thanksgiving dinner where they had this harsh winter that they got through, and on the other side of it, they were thankful for the companionship that the local Native Americans provided for those pilgrims. I mean, think about. Yeah, we are so blessed in reality of even when it looks like our world is crashing around us. I know I can be a pessimist sometimes, so I know that there's always more good than bad. So today, um, you can't affect what happens around you, but you can affect what happens in you. So put hope in you, put Thanksgiving inside of you this week. Know that this is an awesome week to practice that attitude of gratitude, if you will, knowing that we have so much to truly be thankful for. Even if all you have to do right now is look out and look at the sunshine. The sun came up this morning. That is good news. So know that we love you and we're praying for you. And from all of us at Urbana UMC, as we think about Thanksgiving week, we are thankful for you. Those of you tuning in each week from around the world and around where the state, we are thankful. There's a Hannah up there. She's thankful. You can't really see her, the reflection, but we're thankful for you, thankful that you are supportive of the ministry at Urbana UMC, and we look forward to seeing you all next week on another